Is it acceptable to use is become instead of has become? In the King James Version of the Bible there is a verse like this. The Lord is my strength, and my fortress, and my song. And he is become my salvation. Is it still feasible to use is become instead of has become, and what is the semantic difference?
The use of be rather than have to form the perfect of some intransitive verbs, I am come, I am become, etc., is archaic in modern English, and used only for special effects.
The use of is become here relates to verbs of motion, transition. Verbs of motion would take be while other verbs would take have. There is no such grammatical distinction in English perfect forms anymore. English began with this distinction, as did sibling languages like German, as Cindy pointed out originally in a now-deleted answer. Here is what happened after that. This is an excerpt from the OED's discussion of auxiliary have. In early me, have extended its use to the verb to be, as in have been, like French. Verbs of motion and position long retained the earlier use of the auxiliary be, and he is gone is still used to express resulting state, while he is gone expresses action. This is talking about English retaining the auxiliary be for motion verbs, like present-day German. Originally, the verb to be also used be as an auxiliary for the perfect, e.g. it has been called, but changed to have in early Middle English. German still uses ist gewesen, or is been, today. After this change, the other motion verbs still retain the be auxiliary for perfect. In modern English, the motion distinction completely faded out, and be was replaced with have across the board, except in a very specific case. The OED describes this case. In intra-VBS, forming perfect tenses in which use it is now largely displaced by have after the pattern of transitive verbs, be being retained only with come, go, rise, set, fall, arrive, depart, grow, and the like, when we express the condition or state now attained, rather than the action of reaching it, as the sun is set, our guests are gone, Babylon is fallen, the children are all grown up. Keep in mind that become is not intransitive, so is become doesn't work anymore with any meaning in present-day English, except, of course, in poetic use.
Is become is archaic. The to be and to have verbs used to follow the model of French verbs in the present perfect, past compose in French, and the French still follow it. The être, to be, and avoir, to have, are still used this way, and for verbs such as to come and to become, être would be used in the perfect.
I have come to this site because I just now used a be verb with become, and I wondered how my usage fits with theory and practice as currently understood. My sentence, put in an electronic lettered note. 1. No wonder my missives are become so long. As Cosmonaut prescribes, my usage is quasi-poetic, evidenced by my use of the archaic missive to describe my notes. But there may be more going on here than that. As Heckshay observes, become is not necessarily a transitive verb. It is transitive in 2, intransitive in 3. 2. I wondered how it would feel to be my brother for a day, so yesterday I put on his clothes and went to his job, and in effect I became him. 3. The window opened, and I became cold. That, 2, is a transitive usage is attested by the objective case of the pronoun. We cannot say, 2. I wondered how it would feel to be my brother for a day, so yesterday I put on his clothes and went to his job, and in effect I became he. But there is clearly no object of became in 3, and so that must be an intransitive use. So we ought to include become in the list of intransitive verbs indicating a transition of state that are, or at least might be, eligible for be usage in the perfective. But I'm not able just now to come up with any convincing instance of such a usage, i.e., one that doesn't feel archaic. The closest I can come is this. 4. It has become common to use have with nearly all verbs in the perfective. But I'm not convinced 4 is any less archaic sounding than 1, and it is without the use of missive to justify a quasi-poetic usage. So if become is now purely in the archaic poetic usage for be in the perfective, why? There is no more prototypical change of state intransitive verb than become. Why should that not fit at the head of the class along with go, come, grow, and so on? Indeed, come usage with be is rather archaic. The only usage I can think of is Tolkien's. 5. A Balrog is come. That sounds right to my ear, but only because it's right for the elf Legolas to be speaking in archaic mode. It seems odd to me that go retains the be usage but come does not. Does anyone have a counterexample for come? If not, maybe there is a link here between come and become. And maybe become originally started precisely as be plus come?
If you want to put channel, click the line sign.